Today I want to show you how easy it is to cook a super moist, juicy, tender, Cajun injected turkey. Over the years I've used a lot of different methods to cook turkeys. I've roasted them, I've fried them, I've used the oilless fryers, and the way that I cook it today is by far my favorite way to cook it. First, I would highly recommend using a roaster pan. You can use something like a casserole dish if you don't have one of these, but you have to be really careful because the juices from the turkey can easily overflow the top of a fairly shallow casserole dish. The first thing that I do is I line the roasting pan with aluminum foil, and I leave enough overhang on all the sides so that we can completely wrap the turkey while it's roasting. If you're new to cooking turkeys, be sure and don't forget to pull the neck out of the body cavity. Also, don't forget to remove the plastic leg holder. And remove the giblet pack from the neck area. Now that we've got our turkey prepped and ready for seasoning, there's a few things I wanted to mention. First, make sure you're putting your turkey breast side up. And you'll notice breast side up if you have the wings pointing at you. I've tried cooking the turkey breast side down before on the recommendation of other people, and I don't find that it improves the flavor or the juiciness of it at all. Now, some turkeys will have a pop-up timer located on the breast somewhere in this area. This turkey doesn't have one. You can certainly use the pop-up timer. I don't particularly trust them because I've had them pop up before the turkey was actually done, and you don't want to be eating any undercooked poultry. So I always pull the timer out. I don't rely on that at all. I use a thermometer to check the temperature of the turkey and make sure it's done. Second, this is a problem that I ran into quite a few times. It's really hard to judge when the turkey is completely defrosted and ready to be cooked. An easy way to check is push down on the breast area, and you can usually feel if there's any hard solid ice pockets in there. And you can also look inside the body cavity, and a lot of times you'll see ice formations on the ribs and in that area. So if you run into that problem, it's really not a big deal at all. You can take the turkey and put it in the sink with the body cavity facing up and run some cool water in there. It doesn't have to be cold, but you don't really want it warm either. Somewhere kind of between cool and warm is a good temperature to use. And you can fill that body cavity up, and when it gets filled up, pour it out, fill it up again, and within just a few minutes you can usually have it defrosted enough to the point where it's ready to be cooked. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to inject mostly the breast area with a Cajun marinade. Now, I don't recommend injecting it ahead of time, and I'm going to be using my own mixture, and I'm going to do a separate video on that, so it'll be posted right after this one if you want to watch it and see how you can make your own marinade really easy, particularly if you don't live in the South where it's really easy to just buy it at any store. One more quick thing I wanted to mention was that I know all the rage is to have fried turkey, and the big advantage to fried turkey is that they cook so quickly. And we actually fried turkeys for many years, and at that point we were frying several for our immediate family, and we were also frying some for people outside of the family. So we could justify the expense of the peanut oil and the setup time and the cleanup time by the fact that we were cooking probably 6 or 7 turkeys. But the honest truth is, a properly roasted turkey is going to be juicier, it's going to be moister, it's going to taste better, and it's going to be more tender than a fried turkey. And I base this all on the experience that I have. We don't just cook turkeys at Thanksgiving. I probably cook 4 or 5 a year. So I've cooked a lot of turkeys and cooked a lot of turkeys a lot of different ways. And if you just need 1 or 2 turkeys, the expense and the hassle of fried turkeys is not even close to being worth it for most people. So we've got our turkey all injected and it's seasoned and ready to go. So next thing we'll do, we'll just wrap this foil pretty tightly around the top. That's part of the reason why I like to line the toaster pan with foil, is because it makes it so much easier than wrapping the foil around the top and then going around these edges. So we can just open the foil up when we want to check the turkey, and if it's not done, we can simply fold that foil back on really easily and cook it for a little bit longer. So now we're gonna go in the oven. This turkey is about 19 pounds. So I think recommended time is close to 4 hours. In my experience, it usually takes a little bit longer than that. So I'm gonna probably check it at about 3 hours and 45 minutes. And I'm thinking it's probably gonna take about 4.5 hours. So I'm gonna get this in the oven at, I'm probably gonna go 325 on this. And whenever it's done, we'll open it up, show it to you, and we'll cut into the meat and let you see what it looks like. All right, our turkey is finally done. I cooked it completely covered with the aluminum foil for about 4 hours. Then I opened up the aluminum foil and I cooked it for an additional 30 minutes. And then finally, I put it on broil and I left it for about 4 minutes. This final broiler step is something you don't have to do, but see how that makes the skin really, really crispy, and I love that. So that's why I cook it the final 3 or 4 minutes under the broiler. Temperature wise, you want to be sure that it's at least 165 degrees. I usually shoot for about 170, 175. We're at about 175 on this thermometer right here. And be sure and check down deep into the thigh, because that's usually the last place that ends up getting cooked. And I'm at a solid 170 degrees right there. But I usually do some additional checks just in various areas to make sure that it heated up consistently and they're all hitting at least 165. Now this turkey's been at rest for about 10 minutes. And normally I give it usually about 15 or 20 minutes before I cut into it. But to go ahead and finish out this video, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it open and show you just how juicy and moist it is. You can see how well the marinade that I injected into the meat was dispersed over the whole breast, not just in a couple pockets. So if you've never cooked turkey before, definitely don't be intimidated, because it's really not that difficult to get a really nice juicy bird. For the most part, it's really just sit it and forget it. Some people do like to baste their turkeys. I don't find that necessary. I've tried it before and it didn't do anything to make it any juicier or anything like that. So really that's all there is to it. And I appreciate you watching the video. If you'd like to see more cooking videos, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.